and my punches. And see if you can make them more forceful down moves. Like you're just going like that, as opposed to, you hear the difference? Yeah. Not meteors, right? That's a good start. That's a good start, Zach. Thank you. That crescendo. So if we can get you out of the shoulder, it's been a good thing. Mr. Smith, come on up, please. How are you?
I'm doing just
What would you like?
I'd like to start off with Shostakovich.
Shostakovich. Okay.
Ending in the same thing.
Who does? Many good things. That's far, far more, I think, in touch musically what happens than the last time. So you start us again. And will you help the tubas out, second and fourth measure a little bit more by making eye contact. Help the bass voice out by making eye contact. So it's easy. Sometimes I do this because I can listen easier, but rarely in a concert have my eyes closed. So try to be there for them. Next thing, you've opened up a beautiful can of worms for us now. Second and fourth measure. Second measure, what does it say in the bass part?
Espressivo.
What does that mean?
Be very expressive. Just
So
literally, but like,
how do you interpret that? What happens there?
more phrasing, more dynamics. They're bringing it out.
So there's some sort of phrase in there. So
Yeah.
we have to see that. So it can't, for everyone now, as we're working towards the exam, it's now, there's something musical. There's a decision to be made, whether it's moving forward or moving backwards there. Right? Same thing in this upper part in the second line. Do you see that? So espressivo in the accents. And you think these are accents that are all like kind of Mahler, Punch, Stravinsky accents? So we're getting a lot of that on the kind of doing that stop thing. They're probably still in that pesante, yum bum 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 bum. Maybe there's a slowdown there, and then there's a need to subdivide or show the eighth notes in there. But I want to see if you can be more expressive. For everyone, I would think you have 3 bars to be expressive in that middle phrase. Then everyone comes in diminuendo. But the diminuendo doesn't start soft. The diminuendo is saying, hey, get soft a little bit later, after the beginning of it. So see if you can craft that a little bit better. Go again. Go again. I really like the growth down. Did you feel any need to do a much dynamic shift right there? Just asking.
No.
Okay, let's try something. Let's see something. Ready, everyone, please? Everyone? So you have to start now, all of you as interpreters have to start to think, like, what happens there musically? Because I think there is a possibility to pull that back and then go into that unison B flat right there, and then the echo is strong, and that's such a moment where we don't get everyone going 1 and 3, we just get one voice going 1 and 3. So everyone can start crafting those phrases a little bit more. All right, so off to a good start on that. Let's do a little Stravinsky. Do you start to feel that? Do you start to hear that differently, like how that could go? Let's play around with that. Remember, first semester we talked about litmus testing things. How can that be the most musical? Here we go, Stravinsky. Last three measures. Just count it out loud with me. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1. And just count like that. Ready? Here we go. You and me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1. Now we're going to do this. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Punch, hammer. Yes. You don't need to cut off, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1. Yep, so I'm starting down even farther. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1. And you'll notice I move slower down here and I move faster up here. So that the crescendo actually has more intensity towards the end. It's almost like a rubber band going into that one. Try it on your own.
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1.
Yes! That's much better. You can do those measures? Just give them one. You can give them full measure. You can go 1, 2, 3, 1, and then you go. Yep, right out of those counts.
1, 2, 3, wait. 1, 2, 3.
Here, how about I'll start? I'll start it and then you just worry about doing that. Okay, ready? And 1, 2, 3, here. I'll give you 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Closer, closer. Higher punch, less weight. Lower punch to the gut. We're in the power zone. I got a good power zone. More weight. Again, one last time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, here we go. Close, there's just a little disconnect at the end. So we're really just trying to make this like a big rubber band that snaps down there in one. Your punches look kind of like this. They look like we're flicking water off in about 5 different directions. So I think those notes, to me at least, are more compact. So if you look at that gesture, that doesn't quite, it's more of a splash. So again, these are more compact. Last thing, when you do that, try not to drop down so much. Okay. Try not to do the whole body punch. That's good. That's good. That's much improved. Much improved. Good work. The light. Which one? Firebird. Firebird. Good. Keep it rolling. It looks, just do the first note. Okay. How many counts? Just give them 2, 3. 2, 3, count the full measure. 2 smaller, 3 bigger. Okay. What's the difference?
You didn't do your left hand?
Well, I mean, but his 2 is really big, right? You want to put all that energy. This is the same type of thing we were talking about with Devin. you're trying to direct all your energy right towards beat 1. Yeah, so if you put a lot of, first of all, if I'm in the audience, I'm like, here it comes, I can see it a mile away. Yeah. Second of all, you don't need that much energy. You need, boom. Do it again. Hello, sir. Yes. Sorry. That's not me helping. That's you helping. Ready? Again. Breathe. And then your trumpet's going to always crack that note. All right. That's all you need. All right. Let's go on. Let's go on. I'm going to do this hand. I want you to punch the heck out of that. You ready? Going on. That's what I'm trying to get that to be. Radiate those punctures. That's the idea. That's the idea. Next. Stop. Do you want to read a book before the thing starts? I'm funny today, aren't I? You're right. Well, I know I'm right. I'm glad I delivered a good one. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just lift up and down. Show more of the music. What's the dynamic? You want to see my version of the last 3 measures? You ready? Yeah. Ready? Last 3 measures. Way easier than working hard. Do the last 5 measures now. Okay. What does it start at? Mezzo forte. You're really close to getting this thing. I love the sustain. You had the first release. What you need to work on now, and just listen to this part of the camera. Get this going, but at the same time, remember you're going 1, 2, 3. and you're showing a little bit of growth in this pattern to show that espressivo. And you can relax and do that again. So just choreographing that so that you can show the espressivo. I know the espressivo is a little bit new to all this, but I want you to think about the expression that happens in there. Does that make sense? Make sense? You got to the highs, yum, bum, bum, and everyone came in, and you stuck with the highs. So remember, again, orientation can also be improved. All right? That's good. There's a lot of good happening in there. So very good. Thank you. What are we doing, Grant? All right. Crescendo again, slow, 2, 3, go, 2, 3, boom, can be better because you found yourself kind of getting jammed. Just do the top phrase to the bottom of the second line. Let's start the second line. Top page. We're just going to end after we're going to end on the down beat in seconds. Talk to Grant about his playing. Yeah, these are all heavier downs, right? So right now so there's less weight and there's more stress. See if you can get the playing to be lower. You might, and just listen to see if let's just see if the sound of the group changes. All right. It just locks there. Jump. Jump. Those are landmarks. And by just leaving that thing there, it becomes less every time. Because it's just sitting there doing nothing. It becomes more important if it only is there when we need it there, is doing something else. Try one more time. So think your neutral pattern will just be a little less. Sorry. A little less floppy, a little bit more tact. Less floppy, more tact. One more time. Good.
The other one?
The other one.
4, second stave. Second stave, measure 4, 6 accented eighth notes. Espressivo. It looks forced and fixed. It doesn't look expressive. Does it look expressive? It looks like you're concerned about time more than line. Can you show more weight here? This is something I was actually just thinking about. I almost interrupted you. You're built differently than I am. I'm built to do heavy things. I'm not built to do, Mozart, I have to move. Like if you see me conduct lighter things, I generally raise my plane way up because if it's down here, it doesn't look as light. So if I'm doing something light, I'm probably conducting way up here because I'm just so, I have 2.5 bills of fun. So I have to do something different. So for you, Grant, this needs to be more about pressing, I think, because you need to give the illusion of more weight. And then for you, I think the plane also can push itself a little bit more downward towards the belly button, so it looks like it's heavier. So it gets more of that pesante. Will you try it one more time right there?
The same spot?
Yep. See if you can be more pesante and more expressive and less accented, kind of, I don't want to say marching band like, but less Stravinsky. This is a different type of accent. Thanks. It was like better, and now I lost it. One last time.
How long should I do that for? Until the
That's your decision.
mezzo forte?
How much did you
Or the whole thing?
How much did you
You should do it how you want it to go. I mean, I can tell you how I would do it, but I would be that pesante all the way up until, mezzo forte is still strong.
Yeah.
So many of you guys play the mezzo forte 5 from the end, almost like the piano at the beginning. It's not. So the record then has longer to wind down. Energy moving forward, and then the wind down at the end. So to me, it's something I think that's why it's written. It's good. That's a really good start. Good. You'll be saved by the bell. So. Which one?
Shostakovich.
Shostakovich. Logan's our closest in terms of using this as a tool to show one thing, using this as a tool to show espressivo at the very beginning. It's not quite natural. I think if you keep this smaller, then you'll have a more vivid espressivo, but it's pretty close. He's getting there. He's mined that out. It has a little bit longer to go. So I thought that this stuff was okay. I'd like to see more arch in this. All right. What do you think about the music? How did it go musically for you?
Like from them playing?
Mm-hmm.
started a little loud. Wasn't
Okay.
happy with that.
Well, you look at the size of your opening gesture.
Yeah.
Good. What Logan does one thing every time he goes to give somebody a little bit of information. You know what that is? Does anyone catch that? He looks down. Every time he really looks down. And you, Logan, have a different challenge than I. You have hair. And so for those of you who wear hats in your exams, you should take those off because that gets in the way of covering up the face. And you just have, like, here's the thing, like when I open up my eyes like this, you don't just get my eyes, I mean, just watch this. So there's a lot there, and when you start, and you just have, so even if I bring my head down, you can still see a lot here. When Logan brings his head down, put your head down, you lose a lot. You really lose a lot because of that hair.
You should part it down the middle like you know.
Or pin it back or something, you know, but that's just something to know. Like, some people have really like thick rimmed glasses and it's tough to see. So, like, if you know, those are things that you want to start looking at and considering, because that just gets in the way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I would look at your video and just kind of check that out. Because I think your gestures will be even more meaningful and connected if that's visually stays with them. And you just have an extra, and it's not a handicap right now, it's just a barrier. But you have, so you can confront all that. I think you can fix that. Let's do a little bit of the Stravinsky. And once when I was doing my doctoral degree, I had like smaller, like really thick glasses, and like, and I got yelled at by my teacher because like, why are you wearing this? You have contacts, and like you can't see them. They were like narrow, really skinny. So they look good, but they didn't work really well. Of course. See it right there?
Yeah. I don't know if it is.
Good, well now you're aware of it, let's see if you can fix it.
Show the music.
Yeah, because this part is more energetic. It's not la 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 la. It's ta 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 ta. It's you know, it has much more flex to it. So that's one thing we can improve. Logan's punches are still a little bit. They lack intensity. They're an event. You have them choreographed, but you really like. I would get a pillow and hit the dang thing. I mean, it's got to be like you know, like pick your favorite bass drum movement. Third movement, holds first sweep, bum, 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 boom! You know, that's the type of gesture yeah, exactly, you know it. That's the type of gesture that pop is.
Okay.
So you want to work on that. Everyone can work on that, you know, that type of thing. That's a really good one to learn, both as a gesture of syncopation, both as like a sforzando or something. So for everyone, that's a good one to learn. Good, you're off to a good start. Did you see that you didn't even,
Yeah.
isn't it amazing? Trust yourself. You got a lot of good ideas, so you got a good start too. As you're packing up, just listen, you can start packing up. If you haven't thought about, Stravinsky's really easy. If you haven't thought about phrases, and you know how many measures and where are the high points, where are the low points in Shostakovich, you know, how do those, what's the difference between piano, what's the difference between mezzo forte? Now's the time to do that, all right?